Every refrigerant you've ever owned has been banned, or is about to be banned. Think about that for a second. Your parents' air conditioner ran on R22, banned. Your air conditioner probably runs on R410A, being phased out right now. Whatever you buy next will run on R32 or R454B, and I can tell you exactly when those will be banned too, because the timeline has already been set. 2036. That's not a prediction. That's the schedule. It's already written into law. And here's the part that's going to make you angry. Every single time a refrigerant gets banned, there's a brand new patented gas ready to take its place. At 5 times the price, made by the same companies that made the old one. Coincidence? 20 years in this industry tells me no. Today I'm going to show you how the cycle works. Who profits every time your system becomes obsolete? And I'm going to show you why one company gave away 400 patents for free, while another company charges 4 times more for theirs. That last part is going to change how you shop for your next system. Let's start with some history. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. 1930. A company called DuPont invented R12. They called it Freon. Patented it. Sold it to every refrigerator and air conditioner manufacturer in America for the next 50 years. Made billions. Then something interesting happened. Around 1987. Right when those patents were expiring. Right when generic manufacturers were about to flood the market with cheap R12 and cut DuPont out of the profits. A study came out. R12 was destroying the ozone layer. Montreal Protocol. International ban. And wouldn't you know it? DuPont already had a replacement ready. R22. New patent. New 50 years of profits. R22 ran your parents' air conditioner. Probably ran your grandparents' too. It was simple. Low pressure. Systems built to use it lasted 30 years easy. I've seen R22 units from the 1980s still running today. That's 40 years. But then, around 2010, when the R22 patents had expired and generic manufacturers were making it cheap again, another study. R22 was also destroying the ozone layer. EPA phase-out. Production banned by 2020. And what happened to the price? R22 went from about $10 a pound to over $200 a pound. Some places charge $250. I've seen invoices for $300. Same gas, same molecule. Nothing changed except the supply and the profits. And of course, there was already a replacement waiting. R410A. Patented by Allied Signal in 1991. Allied Signal became Honeywell. Carrier commercialized it in 1996. Called it Puron. Trademarked that too. New gas, new patent, new revenue stream. You seeing the pattern yet? One of you left a comment under my last video that nailed it. He said, "No matter what you buy, they will change refrigerants as soon as the patent expires." That's the game. That's the whole game. Patent runs out. Generic manufacturers start making the gas cheap. Suddenly, an environmental crisis appears. The gas you've been using for 20 years is now destroying the planet. Must be banned immediately. And somehow, the same companies that sold you the old gas already have a new one ready, with a fresh patent and fresh prices. It's not about the planet. It's about the patents. Now let's talk about what's happening right now, because you're living through the next cycle. January 2025. The EPA banned R410A in new equipment. Same playbook. Different decade. R410A was the standard for almost 30 years. Worked fine. Cooled millions of homes. Your system probably runs on it right now. But the Honeywell patent expired around 2011. Generic manufacturers started making it. Prices dropped, profits dropped, and suddenly, R410A has a high global warming potential, GWP of 2088, 2,000 times worse than CO2, must be phased out. A viewer who works in the industry left a comment that hit me hard. He wrote, "Planned obsolescence. The timeline has already been set. No brand is going to overcome it. It's bigger than a brand name." He's right. The EPA wants an 85% reduction by 2036. That's not speculation. That's the schedule, already locked in. So what's the replacement this time? Two options, R32 and R454B. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Pay attention because this is going to affect your wallet for the next 20 years. R32 is made by a Japanese company called Daikin. You probably know them. They own Goodman and Amana. In 2011, Daikin did something that nobody in this industry expected. They looked at their R32 patents, over 400 of them, and they gave them away, for free, to any manufacturer in the world. No contracts, no licensing fees, no permission needed. Just, here, take them, use them, make equipment. We don't care. Why would a company give away 400 patents? Because Daikin actually wanted the industry to adopt a cleaner refrigerant. They decided that stopping the patent games was more important than squeezing every dollar out of proprietary chemicals. Now compare that to R454B. R454B is made by Honeywell and Chemours. It's a blend of R32 and another chemical, heavily patented. Honeywell says they identified its usefulness in 2009 and locked it down. Guess which refrigerant costs 4 times more right now? R454B, the patented one. The one where somebody's collecting royalties every time you need a recharge. And here's the kicker. Most of the big American brands, Carrier, Trane, Lennox, York, they all chose R454B, the expensive one. Goodman and Daikin use R32, the free one. I'll let you draw your own conclusions about why the big brands pick the option that costs more. Now I need to explain something technical, because this is how they trap you. When they banned R22, a lot of homeowners asked a simple question. Can I just put the new gas in my old system? No, you cannot. And it's not because of some arbitrary rule. It's physics. R410A runs at 50 to 70% higher pressure than R22. The old copper lines weren't built for that. The old compressor wasn't built for that. The seals, the fittings, the expansion valve, none of it was designed for pressures that high. And then there's the oil. R22 systems used mineral oil. Simple stuff, stable, been around forever. R410A needs synthetic oil called POE, polyol ester. And POE has a problem. It's hygroscopic. That means it absorbs moisture from the air, even tiny amounts. Think of it like putting sugar in a gas tank. Doesn't belong there. Destroys everything it touches. Moisture plus refrigerant plus heat equals acid. Acid inside your system. Eating the copper, eating the compressor windings, eating everything from the inside out. That's why the old R22 systems lasted 30 years. Low pressure, simple oil, built like tanks. The new systems? Higher pressures stress the joints. More stress means more leaks over time. More leaks mean more service calls. More service calls mean more money for contractors. And when your 10-year-old R410A system springs a leak, the tech shows up and says bad news. This refrigerant is being phased out. You could pay $200 a pound to recharge it. Or you could just buy a new system. Same script they used with R22. Word for word, decade after decade. Now let's talk about something the industry really doesn't want you to know. The new refrigerants, R32 and R454B, they're flammable. Not explosive, but flammable. They're classified as A2L. The industry calls it mildly flammable. I call it flammable with better marketing. For 60 years, the HVAC industry said we absolutely cannot use flammable refrigerants in homes. Too dangerous. Liability nightmare. Not gonna happen. Now suddenly it's fine. Why the change? Because the non-flammable options that also have low global warming potential are either too expensive to manufacture at scale, or they're not patented by the right companies. So we went from flammable refrigerants are too dangerous for residential use, to actually they're fine, in about 5 years. Another viewer left a comment that every homeowner needs to hear. He said, R32 and R454B are both flammable and can't be topped off due to multiple composition mixture. In 25 years, both will be discontinued, so new systems will have to be installed. He called it a total scam. And any tech who's worked on these systems knows he's right. The new blended refrigerants aren't like the old single-component gases. You can't just top them off when there's a leak. The mixture changes. You have to recover everything and recharge from scratch. That's more labor, more refrigerant, more money, every single time. A 2L refrigerants require new safety protocols, leak detectors built into every unit, spark-proof electrical components, different brazing procedures, special recovery equipment. Contractors need new tools, new training, new certifications. Guess who pays for all of that? You do. The new systems cost 10 to 15% more because of the safety features. Service calls cost more because techs need specialized equipment. And if a contractor tells you the installation requires A2L handling at premium rates, ask him why Dakin gave away the patents for free if this was really about safety. Watch his face. All right, let me show you how a $200 repair turns into a $10,000 replacement. Your R22 system has a small leak, needs 2 pounds of refrigerant. At today's prices, that's $300 to $500 with labor. Tech shows up, looks at your system, shakes his head. This refrigerant is banned. Can't get it anymore. You need a new system. That's a lie. R22 is banned for production, banned for import, banned in new equipment, but it is not banned for servicing existing systems. Reclaimed R22 is available. You can legally recharge your system. It just costs more than it used to. Same thing as starting with R410A right now. Tech shows up, says R410A is being phased out. Parts getting hard to find. Supply is limited. You should probably just replace the whole thing before it gets worse. Your system is 8 years old. Got another 7 to 10 years in it? Easy. But he's already pulling out the tablet with 3 financing options. Here's the math they don't want you to do. A full R410A recharge costs maybe $400 to $800 depending on system size. A new system with R454B costs $6,000 to $12,000. Even if you have to recharge your R410A 3 times over the next decade, you're still way ahead. Don't let them scare you into a new system with a refrigerant phase-out story. I promised I'd tell you how to protect yourself. Here it is. First, know what refrigerant your system uses. Go outside right now. Look at your condenser. There's a sticker on it. It says R22 or R410A or whatever you've got. Know it. Because when a tech starts talking about refrigerant bans, you need to know if he's telling you the truth or selling you something. Second, do not panic. If you have R22, yes, it's expensive, but it's still available. Your system can still be serviced. Anyone who tells you R22 is illegal to use is lying to you. The law bans production and import, not use in existing equipment. If you have R410A, you're fine for years, maybe decades. The ban is on new equipment manufacture. Your existing system can run as long as R410A is available for service. And between stockpiles and reclaimed supply, that's going to be a long time. Third, if your system needs refrigerant every year, you have a leak. Refrigerant doesn't evaporate. It doesn't get used up. A sealed system should hold its charge for the life of the equipment. If a tech is charging you $300 every summer to top off your Freon, either he's not looking for the leak or he doesn't want to find it, because fixing the leak means one service call. Ignoring the leak means annual revenue. A $200 leak repair saves you thousands over time. Demand they find it. Fourth, when you do buy a new system, ask about R32. Goodman, Daikin, Amana use R32, the refrigerant with free patents, the one that's not generating royalties for Honeywell every time you need service. Stick with their Daikin manufactured lines, not the builder-grade budget units. The refrigerant is free. The quality still matters. R454B works fine, cools just as well, but it costs more now. It will cost more in 5 years. It will cost more in 10 years, because somebody owns the formula, and they're not giving it away. Fifth, always get multiple quotes. When a tech tells you your system is obsolete because of refrigerant, get a second opinion. Get a third. Ask each one the same question. Can this system be repaired and recharged? If all 3 say no, okay, maybe it really is time. But if even one says yes, You know who's trying to help you and who's trying to sell you. Got a refrigerant horror story? Tech tried to scare you into a new system? Drop it in the comments. Might end up in the next video. If you want to support the channel, there's a join button right next to subscribe. Let me leave you with this. I'm not saying the environment doesn't matter. I'm not saying we shouldn't phase out harmful chemicals. Maybe R22 really was hurting the ozone layer. Maybe R410A really does have too high a global warming potential. What I'm saying is, follow the money. Every time a patent expires and generic competition shows up, a new environmental crisis appears. Every time a crisis appears, there's a new patented gas ready to replace the old one. Every time there's a new patented gas, your perfectly good system becomes obsolete. R12, R22, R410A, R454B, 4 refrigerants, 4 crises, 4 rounds of homeowners throwing away working equipment and buying new. The cycle repeats, every 10 to 15 years, like clockwork. And every time, somebody makes billions while you write the check. One company looked at this cycle and said, enough, gave away their patents, said use them. We don't care about the royalties. We care about actually fixing the problem. The other companies looked at the same cycle and said, how do we get our cut? That tells you everything you need to know. The cycle repeats. It always repeats. The only question is whether you're going to keep funding it or start asking who's cashing the check.